I want to say is that while I am a big believer in self-strength, you know, exuding confidence, courage, and bravery when times can get tough, I am also a big believer in that there is no better bravery than reaching out to someone when you can't do it. There's a saying that there was a in one of my favorite TV shows. It's when you can't run, you crawl, and when you can't crawl, you get someone to pick you up. And that's something that sticks with me to this day. You know, you never leave a brother behind. And so first of all, treat yourself the way you should be treated. And don't unless you're a murderer, or a child molester, in which case go fuck yourself and die on a cliff. For everybody else, you deserve better. Feel better about yourself knowing that you deserve better in your life. Make a better life for yourself. And when you can't do that, ask someone to help you. Because you're worth it. This is just one of those things where, like, today it was one of those things that it really, really rang true for me. And it makes me realize how much better I am as a person than I was when I got out. Because the military fucks you up. You know, it's still the best. Today, it's the best decision I ever made for myself because it made me the man I am today. But if you're not prepared for it, and if you're not, especially in today's climate, if you're not prepared for it, and if for some reason you feel like you're too much of a person to reach out for help, you're wrong. Everyone needs help at some point. And for my roommate, it was today. So I took him to the VA. I sat with him while he got processed, and he's going to be there for a few days because he's not doing so hot. So first of all, be good to yourself. And when you don't need to be good to yourself, be good to others. Because what the fuck are we doing here? You know, today people are just too focused on being angry and offended by everything that they don't take the time to really figure out who they're affecting. And if you're not affecting someone in a positive way, you're a fucking asshole. Yeah. There was a conversation that I got into with a very, very wise musician I know. His name's Andrew WK. He and I had the honor of meeting this. You've probably heard his stuff. He was the guy that sang that song "Party Hard" back in 2000, I believe. It was a pretty popular song, and I hailed this guy as like the savior of rock and roll. I had the honor of meeting this guy at Summerfest, long time ago, on his first headlining tour, and I got to sit and talk with him for like an hour and a half after the show. And we got into this conversation because I don't remember how we got onto it, but I was talking about how, like, boy bands and pop bands, they just suck ass. You know, they're just terrible. And he said some shit that sticks with me to this day. Now, he said, you can't look at it like that because it's not about what you think of the musicians or the music that they produce, because what you have to remember, and this, he said it's true with death metal or whatever, is that somewhere, somehow, this music is affecting someone in a positive way. And it sticks with me because I've always been a musician that tries to affect people in a positive way, which is why, you know, I've always what's the word? I've always, like, what the fuck is it? Advocated for, you know, anti-drug abuse, anti-alcohol abuse, anti-abuse of anything, unless you're a child molester or a murderer. Then abuse the fuck out of those guys, especially in prison. But it extends to everything else. It extends to, you know, being around other people and just affecting other people in a positive way. Because if we're not doing that, what the fuck are we doing here? We're like going backwards as a nation, let alone a species. We're too focused on being angry, and we're not focused enough on helping each other. And so when my roommate reached out to me today, that's exactly what I fucking did. Because you never leave a brother behind. So, as I've said, be good to yourself. And when you don't need to focus on yourself, focus on other people. Because mental health is a very important thing. It's important to be courageous in certain times, but it's also important to be brave and ask for help when you really truly need it. Don't be a fucking mooch. But when you're in a hole, you help when you see someone who's in a hole, you help them out of the hole. Anyway, so that's all I got to say about that.